Third World War is unlikely.
I don't believe there'll be a Third World War.
Probability of this is very high.
We are not going to have a Third World War.
We are currently witnessing a cold Third World War.
I hope not.
For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom.
Saudi Arabia has threatened the Qatari government with a coup if the nation does not help to fund the United States military in Syria. Saudi foreign minister has issued a statement saying that the Qatari troops should replace U.S. troops in Syria, or Washington will withdraw support for the country's government. The threat is the latest in a series of disagreements between Saudi Arabia and Qatar going back to June of 2017, when the Saudis blockaded that Qatar port. Qatar is home to one of the largest U.S. air bases in the world. For more on this, we go to our panel tonight. John Sitilides, geopolitical strategist at Trilogy Advisors, is with us, and Daniel Lazard, journalist and author. Gentlemen, good to have you with us tonight. This is, on the surface, John Sitilides, a big issue for the Trump administration. This is going to be a defining moment on just how involved they're going to be in the Middle East. How do you see this unfolding?
First of all, on the comment from the Saudi foreign minister regarding Qatar's position, it's a rather unusual and somewhat groundless speculative statement to make on behalf of the White House that would ultimately decide whether or not there's going to be a major U.S. airbase in Qatar. It's not up to the Saudi government. So rather unusual in that regard, and really something caught up more in the historic enmity between the Saudi ruling family, the Al Sauds and the Al Thanis of Qatar, that dates back to the 19th century and is caught up now in modern times to the support that has been alleged about Qatar and its ties to Iran, and also its support for Muslim Brotherhood. And I think, frankly, because the Qatari government has been the financial supporter for the Al Jazeera news network that has put out many reports that have been very problematic for Saudi and other Sunni Arab governments in the region.
Daniel, is this what happens when you buy a bunch of arms from the United States? You get to throw your weight around because you know the United States is going to be there for you. You're a good customer to them, and I'm talking about the Saudis. This is quite a threat to Qatar. How do you see it?
Well, I think it's just more craziness out of the Saudis. The Saudis are at war with virtually every country around them: Syria, Qatar, the UAE. They've had friction with Yemen. They're destroying. This country is on the perennial war path and can't stop making trouble. The idea, Trump's idea of inserting Gulf state troops into eastern Syria is crazy, but this latest threat just makes it even crazier.
The Syrian conflict is already a global conflict.
The North Korean leader is so close to getting a nuclear capability. This is perhaps the first period of the biggest powers simultaneously rubbing right up against each other.
Western leaders believe they're much more strong than Russia.
Russia is an adversary.
So many conflicts that have so many international actors involved. This is a new kind of war by proxy.
The great powers are all being led by real nationalists, and of course that does make it difficult for any given country to back down in a crisis. You have multiple players. Some of them could upset the apple cart unintentionally.
Them misunderstanding us, taking democracy an essentially weak and inefficient form of government.
From both sides, we have propaganda.
The breakdown of those barriers in terms of acceptability of mass destruction.
If Americans kill Russian soldiers,
Cutting off of communications, either through the cutting off of cables or through the cyber attack of satellite systems.
If the American government starts pulling out US personnel from the Korean Peninsula, that would be extremely dangerous signal.
The international community has largely ignored the Syrian conflict. If we continue to sit and watch, this conflict is going to grow and come and hit us without us even realizing.
Will we see this third world war? Well, remember Einstein? He said, I don't know what will be the methods of World War III, but the Fourth World War will be waged with sticks and stones. So the realization that the Third World War could mean the end of civilization, this realization, this idea should deter us from dangerous steps globally.
Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard that an Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time.